Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel once again. If you haven't subscribed, do so please. Hit that little button down there. Is it down there somewhere? Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. What am I doing today? Well, anybody who knows me will tell you that this is a gentleman who's quite partial to a blonde. Yes, so to that end, I have this little thing. Ooh, it's an Epiphone EJ200 acoustic guitar. Now, what am I doing with this? Well, I was handed this just recently by a gentleman who is having a bit of bother with it, apparently so. Anyway, it's a lovely looking thing, isn't it? And he reached out to me and said, I'm having a bit of bother with this thing. Do you mind having a look? And I thought, well, two birds, one stone. I've had my eyes on one of these for quite a while, and I thought, well, if I've got one in hand to fix, I can have a bit of a play with it and test it. And so this is kind of a joint investigative type of review where we're going to find out what's wrong with the thing and fix it, and then decide whether or not we like the thing or not. Beautifully made. It's got a lovely lovely colour, looks nice, and I like the fret inlays and all that. They're very fancy, aren't they? Yes, very, very nice. We've got the electronics there on the side. And this thing actually comes with two outputs, so you can run it in stereo, which is quite interesting. There's not a lot of guitars with that on it. Yeah, so you can have dual output and do stuff with it. And I can see there's already a plectrum stuck inside it, so there's the first problem. Anyway, I'm going to get this plugged in now and see if we can figure out what's actually wrong with the thing, and then we'll start looking at how we can fix it. Okay. Right, so I've got this thing now plugged in to my amp, and I can see straight away there's definitely a problem. If you can hear that, I don't know if you can hear that. There's all sorts of noise going on there. If I turn the volume way up, you might hear that. Anyway, really noisy signal. Not nice at all. I mean, you're hearing the guitar. So we're plugged into one of the outputs at the moment. And the little clever electronic control thing, I think there might be something wrong with that as well, because when I turn the tuner on, it doesn't seem to want to tune, although it mutes the guitar to the signal to the amp. But yeah, there's definitely a grounding issue there. You hear that? Whenever I touch the jack sleeve, the noise goes away. So definitely a grounding issue there. I mean, the connection seems decent enough. Let's try it on the other output rather. So there's a little, whoa. Yes, we're getting some noises coming out of this thing. It's very interesting. Can you hear that? Anyway, yeah, so there's this little slider on the control here that says, it says Nano Mag on one end, and it says Nano Flex on the other. And then in the middle it says Blend. And what I've guessed that this does is it kind of alternates between the two outputs, or blends them together. So I'm just going to slide that into the middle as Blend. Ooh, can you hear that? Big ground hum. And again, if I touch the jack, it goes away. So yeah, definitely a problem there. Ooh. Got to read all the way over to the Nano Flex side. Oh. Ooh, there's more noise than guitar in there. Sounds utterly shite, to be quite frank. Not as nice as I would have expected, so let's get her apart, see what happens. So this thing's on the bench now, and to be honest with you, I think the only reasonable course of action to take first is to get the strings out of the way, because I'm going to need to be in there, and they're just getting in the way at the moment. So I'm going to release them, and then we'll see what we can find. I need to check all the wiring, so I think the only way I can do that is to release the sockets from the end and pull all that through and see what's what, because it's looking more and more just like a grounding issue, this. Right, next thing, I've got the jacks out and everything looks okay, to be honest. All the connections look good, everything looks solid, there's nothing loose or anything like that. So if it's a grounding issue, it doesn't appear to be with the jacks. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the little control plate out and have a look at the back of that and see what's what. Yeah. And the control unit itself is modular. It just has these little inputs on the back for both the, well, there you go. There's our whole jack assembly, output assembly. So my guess is that the problems are with the pickups themselves. Before I do anything, I'm just going to get some new batteries, because I just got a feeling that these batteries aren't doing it. So yes. Right, here we are, sometime later. I've got these batteries. So yeah, next thing is stick some of these in and just string it back up and then see where we are with things. You never know, maybe me fiddling about with all the wires might have actually got us somewhere. So here we go. There we go. Alright, so we've got new batteries in the thing. Let's see if the tuner works now. Oh yeah, that's looking better. It says low. Don't know if you can see that, but got little lights on the thing. When you pluck a string, tells you where your note is and generally how in tune you are. So let's see. Alright, so that seems to be working. That's a definite right step in the right direction. So I'm just going to fire an amp up. Alright, to be honest with you, I think we're still hearing our little grounding problem. Alright, so we move our little slider thing across to the nano flex side of it and we don't hear anything anymore. That's because we need to be plugged into the nano flex edge of it. So let's plug in there and see. Huh. Well, that's still well iffy. I would say there was a problem with the piezo pickup in the bridge of this thing. It's still not grounding out properly. So we're going to have this thing back apart and see what's what. Definitely better with the new batteries though, I have to say, especially on the nano mag end of things. It actually sounds proper now. So yeah, strings are coming off again and we're going to get a look at what's going on under the bridge with the piezo. Right, so we're back on the bench and seems all the problem is centered around this piezo type pickup that's in the bridge here. So as far as I know, you get to that by taking the bridge itself out, and underneath should be right there. Yeah, I would say that it is. So let's see if I can pry that out of there with something. Oh, there we go. Didn't need a lot of persuasion. Okay. Right. So, something's gone on with this guitar in the past, because that thing is literally stuck in there with blue tack. It's very strange, I've not seen that before. And it looks like this has been repaired before, because there's definitely some extra bits going on with the cabling of this thing. Alright, so there's the whole thing out. Piezo pickup. So now with this taken out and all the strings sort of taken off and so on, I'm just going to plug it back in and see what's going on with this thing really. So I've kind of got this thing just rested up on this chair here, and here's the piezo pickup. No idea how this is going to respond now it's out of the body exactly, but I'm just going to play with it and just see what happens. So let's switch the amp on. Yeah. That doesn't sound good to me. Alright, I think that kind of unequivocally proves that there's something slightly fooked about the piezo. So I'm just going to do a little googling, see how just expensive they are to replace. Looks like a cheap part to me, before I maybe have a go at repairing it. Let's have a look. Right, so a little while later, we have a new part. It's come from a place. Here's the old part, the old knackered one. Here's the new one. So basically, I'm just going to plug this thing into the preamp and just see if we still get any of those crazy mad noises that we were getting previously, and hopefully not. Alright, let's have a look. So there it is, the brand new one. Right, so I'm just going to unmute the amp. So, sounds a lot better. We're not hearing any of that crackling or hissing or popping or grounding out, hum or any of that sort of stuff. All we're hearing is clunky, chunky, microphonic type noises, which is just what we want to hear. So yeah, I'm going to put this whole thing back together, and in a little bit we'll give her a final test, and hopefully that'll be her done. Right, so we're back. We've got it all strung up again and tuned in, and we've managed to get the NanoFlex pickup back in there under the saddle, piezo style pickup, and straight off the bat I'm touching the jack and we're getting none of that nasty noise that we were getting previously, that grounding out. So, and it's nice and quiet, there's no hiss, there's no hum. It seems to be doing just what it should do, and when you play it, sounds perfect. And just blending the different pickups. Got the Nano Mag pickup on its own. That's up here, at the top of the sound hole there. And then we blend the two together. Gets a little brighter. And then we go over to the NanoFlex. I'll be honest, this one's a little quieter, but still sounds nice. So, blend them back together. Alright, so jobs are good, and so all in summary, what I would say is this is actually a really nice sounding guitar, plugged in and working properly. I do like the look of it. It looks lovely, blonde, and it's got all the nice appointments like the binding and the block inlays that are a funky crown shape, I guess, and the cool looking headstock and all that stuff. And yeah, I mean the bodywork on it's really nice, very pretty, and the neck shape itself is quite comfortable, but I'll be honest with you, it just does feel a little bit narrow for me. Yeah, so, but all in all, very nice acoustic guitar. Will I look to get one myself? Perhaps not now I've tried one. I think that's kind of say to dad curiosity. But yeah, highly recommended otherwise. Grover tuners too. And yeah, all very nice when it works. So there you go. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!